September, Monday. So today was the first day back from summer, and I gotta say, it was pretty boring. Since Raleigh got grounded for the whole summer, I've had nobody to hang out with. All I could think about was this middle school reopening, and after last year's fiasco, I'm surprised they pulled it off at all. I even heard there were a few accidents renovating part of the C Wing, but schools should reopen tomorrow anyways. I just hope the day goes well tomorrow. Tuesday. As expected, the day went as well as you would think. I got pushed around during the day. I guess not everyone was happy about me being the cause of the schools reopening and them being forced back here. Thanks a lot, jerk! However, it didn't go as badly as I expected. One of my main bullies, Chucky, disappeared a few days ago while trying to break into the school. People are saying that he wanted to get a look at the construction, and after that, he was never seen again. I think that's a lot of baloney, but several people have all gone missing since. Rowley was pretty shaken up, but I was able to calm him down after a while. He thinks that he is going to be taken one day too, and that he'll never see his parents again. But I comforted him and talked him down. You'll be fine, Rowley. Relax. Nobody's getting hurt. Though a lot of us think this is just one big coincidence, a lot of others believe that this is something serious and that we should be taking action to protect ourselves. A few of the other guys even suggested a plan to find out who was doing this, and I heard it involves some mayonnaise and bells, so I don't buy it. There are even a few rumors about who's making people disappear, and some of them even seem pretty believable. Albert Sandy even started a rumor that the cause of these disappearances were vampires. I don't know where he got that one from, but a few people actually started believing him. For a while after, people were talking about how vampires like to live in dark corners, and that they drink people's blood and convert them. I don't really know what to say about that. I'm probably going to lay low for a while just in case something is really wrong. Even though I think this is all just one big coincidence, I don't want to take any chances. Friday, it happened. Bryce Anderson has gone missing yesterday, and everybody is starting to freak out. Even though Bryce was the biggest jock in our grade, he was taken and nobody has any idea on why. There were girls crying in every one of my classes. Some even built shrines to him. Some might have actually fucking killed themselves, honestly. The student, Bryce Anderson, has gone missing. Please report any sightings to administration. Ever since the incident, Rowley has been getting worse. I've even heard that his parents want to pull him from school, and I wish that could be me right now. Since then, we've been discussing what to do if it decides to come for us. We came up with a few plans to trap it if it is a thing inside a box, but I don't think he understands why that wouldn't work. From what I heard, Bryce went to the town gym and nobody saw him leave. Albert Sandy was telling people that somebody could have murdered Bryce in the shower room and hid the body, but I don't think that's going anywhere. The school announced a vigil for Bryce on the weekend in hopes for his safe return. The thing that makes me mad is that the school never did any of this for other people who disappeared weeks previously, only to make the school look good. Rowley said that he's going to pay his respects, but I'm not sure myself. Monday. Well, I decided to go to the town vigil last night. The church that my family goes to decided to run it for the town, so mom used her veto power to force us all to go. When we arrived, it was much quieter than I expected. A lot of the kids that would have expected to be there weren't, and I didn't want to think of why. I was also wrong about the school only doing it for Bryce. Along with him, there were several other memorials for other students that had disappeared. Even a teacher, Miss Lackey, had disappeared between periods, and it just made me sad. Later on, the police chief made a speech in front of us all. He said that he would find who was responsible for the disappearances, and that the culprits would be brought to justice. Just as I was preparing to leave, Holly Hills greeted me.
Your name is Greg Heffley, right?
Apparently, she remembered my name after all. I said hello, and we talked for a few minutes. She explained that she had gotten scared after Bryce had disappeared, and that the rest of her friends had heard rumors of people disappearing while inside of their homes, and even somebody disappearing while inside a bathroom. After this quick chat, she said that we could talk some other time if I wanted to, and then quickly left. I don't know what this situation is becoming, but it's not just the school anymore. I'm starting to get worried. Mom is already getting worried about what's happening to Plainview. She explained to me that she was thinking of taking me out of school until this whole situation blows over.
You see, Greg, I just think that it's not safe anymore. After hearing stories like these, I don't want to lose you too.
I explained that school was the only time I got to see other people and that it would be fine for me to remain for a while longer. Roderick is already thinking of using his chaos to convince Mom to let him leave town for a while. The way things are going, I don't blame her for saying yes. I'll see how things go from here. Thursday. The last few days have been rough. The school has settled into a new normal since last weekend's vigil, but none have been returned. Or heard from, for that matter. The local news says about 3% of the entire town is now missing, and it just doesn't feel the same. It's as if a new atmosphere has come down on us. Surprisingly, any news outside of our own local news seems to have not picked up on our story, as no major news outlets are talking about us. Is Plainview really that small of a town? Classes have become smaller since that night, and theories are running rampant in the school. The tone has turned from vampires to some kind of organized gang targeting our town. I thought about it and realized how ridiculous that was. Me and Holly are also talking again. Apparently, her uncle had disappeared 2 days ago, and nobody knows how that could have happened.
And then he just disappeared without a trace. And we didn't hear any noise for a while. When we opened the door, he was gone.
It looks like a lot of parents are threatening to pull their kids from school until something is done about the disappearances, including Holly's parents. When I ever get the guts to start something with her, it may already be too late for me. Even worse than that, Rowley has gotten bad since the night of the vigil. I guess the sight of seeing so many people grieve was too much for him. His parents have decided to pull him from school.
Since I'm an only child, this has been hard on my mom and dad. They don't want to take any chances with me. Sorry, Greg.
Every day in my geography class, I have to look at Christopher Ziegel's empty desk, and it reminds me of what's happening. Everyone moves around like zombies, including some of the teachers waiting to see what will happen next, just trying to move on with their life while pretending not to see empty desks. Roderick is already packing to leave, and I don't blame him. Sometimes I think that he's not actually concerned and just using this to get out of the house for a while. He called his bandmates and told them to get ready to leave, and I think they're gonna be gone for a while. Despite the situation, Dad seems disconnected from this, like as if it's not happening at all. When we turn on the news or read the paper, he doesn't seem to care much about it or seem concerned. Oh, shoot. That doesn't look good. I'm thinking that Dad may be in on what's going on around town, but to be fair, he's never felt anything before, so it makes sense. Still, though, I have to keep my eye on him. Even Manny, since he came back from preschool, has been acting strangely. At the dinner table, he never talks as much as he used to, and never even calls me a plooby anymore, which is really weird. At night, I can hear him moving around his room, talking to himself in a way I can't really understand right now. I've been looking at some of his drawings too, and they've been disturbing to say the least. Every day now, it seems like the mayor is going to call an emergency, but it just never comes. It feels like I'm walking through insanity, but it just never gets to me. When I log on to the internet late at night, I see the profiles of the people that disappeared. Other than a sudden stop of updates, nobody seems to notice and nobody checks on them. just as if it's a part of our daily lives now. Nobody on the outside notices us anymore. No one other than the news stations even notice us. Meanwhile, ours is broadcasting unrelenting panic. It seems like ever since I asked mom if I could stay in school, she's been getting worse, just like Raleigh had. Mom seems constantly worried about me and Roderick, but I want to ride it out just another week or two, just to see what's going to happen. I haven't heard from Shirag in a few days, so I'll need to check on that tomorrow. Good night. Monday. So today was another day of school, and it seemed that there were even fewer people than there were last week. I guess a lot of kids disappeared over the weekend. Anyways, I asked around, and it turns out that no one has seen Shirag either. As I said in my last entry, I looked for Shirag online, and it looks like he had dropped off the face of the earth. I think he was taken too. Surprisingly, nobody bullied me today. I guess things are becoming hard for everyone. Needless to say, I don't think that this is all a coincidence anymore. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen Rowley for a few days. He didn't come online over the weekend, and I really hope it doesn't mean what I think it means. Today, Roderick talked to me for a while about what's been happening around the town. Greg, we need to talk about what's happening right now. Roderick told me things that I had never heard on the news before. He said that the people were not disappearing by some kind of gang or serial killer, but by what he described as an unnatural compelling force. I didn't know what that meant, so I pressed him further. He told me that during those phone calls with his bandmates, they were talking about leaving. Roderick said that it was during one of those phone discussions that they realized that this couldn't be the work of a single person, or even the work of an entire criminal underworld. The police, or what's left of the police, would have found a clue or direction by now. They concluded that there was no real way to fight whatever was happening, and their best option was to run away and regroup. If any external news was unaffected by whatever was happening here, then they were thinking that they could run to the next few towns over and regroup. They said that we was they said that they were already packing to leave and asked if I wanted to come with him. He said that once he was gone, he was never looking back until this whole situation was over. Roderick told me that there was room in his van for me and that I could come along with them if I wanted. That I was not expecting to hear from him. I thought about it and told him that I didn't think it was worth leaving everything behind. I didn't want to run away. I'm sorry, Roderick, but I can't run away from Plainview. I don't want to leave my copy of Twisted Wizard. Roderick said that was fine and that he didn't want to force me to do anything that I didn't feel like doing. He told me to stay awake and to not become subservient to whatever would come after. Before he left, he asked one more time if I wanted to go with him. I said that I couldn't, and he got a resigned look on his face before driving off. Goodbye, Greg. After he left for good, I almost regretted my decision. While I don't want to leave my old life behind and go with him for who knows how long, I'm also worried about what would become of us. If things keep getting worse, I don't know what I'll do. Since Roderick's leave, Mom seems to be a lot quieter than she usually is. She does the daily tasks cleaning, cooking, writing for her newspaper column.